Alright, in this video I'm going to be experimenting with flint and steel, and I'm going to try to create flakes out of appropriate flint or chert, but I'm working on trying to get the right edge to create the best sparks, right? So I think I found it, pieces with turtle backs seem to work well if it's got one flat side and this edge is like this, right? This edge seems to produce a lot of sparks, that type of edge. So I'm going to start offering flint and steel stuff, chert, raw chert that really isn't that great for flint knapping, but has the right properties to create good sparks with the right type of edge and the good size to grip onto. See, if the edge is too delicate, I don't see any sparks, just a few. But if it's more robust with a with a steep angle, I think those work pretty well. Let's see. Yeah, it's got a steep angle. If it's got cortex, it's not that great. So if I just trim downward, like that, and then flip it over and hit that edge, I think that might do it. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I'll do in this video. Now, different people use different size pieces. I don't really use flint and steel, but I've had many requests to test out different materials and also to provide flakes. So this is about the smallest I would provide. Let's see. You know, 2 inches by 2 inches. All right, so let's see. This one here, I've also got a bucket of heat treat that I'm going to be heating later. This one might be okay for an arrowhead. I think it's too thin for a flint and steel chunk, so I'll leave this over here as one of the ones I can offer for sale. I'll just sell boxes of this stuff, but I've got to figure out a good way to spall to get the kind of chunks that are needed. Now that's a good edge right there. Yeah. Let's see. Of course, it doesn't spark on the chalky cortex. But if you just hit downward like that, it creates a steep angle, and I think that is a good angle for creating sparks. I gotta be careful with my thumb. This one's not so great. I think the material near the cortex is softer, so I'm not seeing sparks near that area. But that area is good here. Yeah, I can't do much with this kind of chert for arrowheads, and instead of throwing it away, it might be good for flint and steel. And the reason why I'm going to offer this stuff is because I have a lot of chert that I've collected over the years that no one else wants. but it's not that great for arrowheads. There's a piece that flew off that side. I don't know. I think that might be okay. Now I did a little bit of watching on YouTube, other guys using flint and steel, and they've got some pretty sizable chunks. So they're probably bigger than that, but if you only have a small kit, that might be useful, these pieces. But I'm going to offer also bigger chunks, just kind of spalled down, and I wouldn't say bifaced, but just shaped in an advantageous way. If you guys want to weigh in on which is the best shape that you like, or that seems to work for you, you can let me know. I think these 90-degree angles, or the ones that are close to 90 degrees, are going to be the most robust and easiest to spark, but this is a little bit too hard to hold. This one's probably better. So I'm getting rid of Cortex. And creating some robust edges. I think that one's good as is, but there's some... Well, that's not Cortex, that's just patina. Alright, but this is Cortex, so I can't leave that on there. I guess the more angular it is, the better, right? The more blocky. Although I didn't see much sparking on that one. Yeah, I don't see much sparking on that edge. That one worked well. And I don't know if I should hit straight on or hit like this. Probably straight on works best. Alright, so I can offer that one. I've seen guys use bifaces of flint for flint and steel. But I think this blocky stuff is going to be better. I don't know. I've tried to use a biface before, and it all it did was it shaped the biface and without creating much sparks. You know, the steel on the edge just kind of shaped the edge a little bit. It didn't really do much in the way of throwing sparks. But if I trim these edges to be more robust, yeah, that one didn't. It might work. See, it's just knocking off flakes. I don't see many sparks. Yeah, I'm not seeing many sparks at all. It's just knocking off. Yeah, I hit my thumb again. I'm hitting my thumb on the edge, and if I keep my thumb back here, I can't really get a good grip on it. Let's see. I gotta keep my thumb away from the edge. I'm hitting my thumb off camera. I was hitting my thumb. This one isn't throwing any sparks at all, and it's the same stuff, so that goes in the trash. Yeah. Now, on a thin edge, I think I've already showed you, that one actually threw some sparks, but the edge doesn't last. I can heat treat that one. Let me see. I should try some other stones too. I just have a lot of this particular type of material. Yeah, see, I think that edge is too thin, but maybe not. I am getting some sparks off of that. Yeah, that one's working. And I guess when you're doing the flint and steel, you only need 1 or 2 strikes. You're not going to get this many all at once. You know, you just need 1 or 2 strikes to get that char cloth going. Okay, now I can't get it to spark. I suppose it can have a sharper edge. Let's see. But I see bigger sparks come off a more robust edge. This one just seems too clunky, but I don't know. I should probably start using the flint and steel so I can get the hang of it, huh? I think I might have used it one time to start a fire. Yeah, I'm not getting any on that one. That one looks too clunky. I don't know. Let me know if you are modifying the rocks that you purchase from other people, and if you would prefer big chunks or chunks that already napped down a bit, because I can send off big chunks like this much easier than to try to come up with this stuff. I can just knock off clunky pieces. That one I can heat treat. Big crystal pocket right there on that one. I need my other glove. Hold on. So I can knock off the weak areas and the cortex and leave you a bunch of edges. That might work. And put different sizes in the box, in case you guys are modifying these pieces once you get them. You know, you can knock these down into smaller chunks, right? I don't know if that's useful. I wouldn't want to use something that small. But I know sometimes it's a good idea to keep small pieces on hand, so your flint and steel kit can be kind of small too. I'm just trying to reduce the mass on this one. All right, let me try a different stone. This is raw chert too, but I don't really like this stuff. It's kind of root beerish, but trying to get something out of it is kind of miserable, so I'm going to test it for flint and steel. I mean, I can heat treat it. I don't know, maybe this appeared to be nice and translucent. We'll see. If I can get good spalls that are nice and clear, I might just keep it for points. Let's try a different stone. I got these gravel cherts. Let's see. That looks like a good candidate. Oh, it's got too much cortex on that piece. Yeah. Let's see. Let's try that edge right there. Yeah, it produces a spark, but it also chips the edge a lot. Yeah. I'll heat treat that. These are a little bit too thin, I think. Let's see. All right, this looks like a good candidate right here. Let's see, hitting my knuckles on there. Yeah, that looks like it works, but it looks like it's beating up the edge. Let's try a different stone. Let's see. That one is okay. I wouldn't rate that highly. Let's see. Let's try this darker stuff. Seems to be all right. Let's see. it throws sparks, but it's not good. It's not even as good as the other one over here. I'll heat treat that, and I think I'll biface this one here later on. Yeah. I would not consider this tough enough to throw a lot of sparks. Alright, so yeah, I can biface that later. Let's see what's in this one here. I got a bunch like this that I don't even know what's inside. I think the more quartzy or the more quartzite like it is, the better it is for sparks. I don't know. I have seen this root beer stuff work pretty good though. While I'm testing some of it, and I've tested some of it before. Like I was saying, I can heat treat that. This stuff heat treats pretty nicely. I recognize this stuff. I don't know. It doesn't appear to be all that great. So I'm going to heat these pieces because I've heat treated this before. It works pretty good. So I can biface this later. Yeah. Heat treat the flakes. But for flint and steel so far, that's pretty good. That stuff right there. Not this stuff necessarily. Let's try it on some of these edges. Now that was good. It naps the edges rather than sparking. So yeah, I don't think it's that great for flint and steel. It's all right, I suppose. I mean, any flint should work, right? Any chert, any tough raw chert should work. I haven't really tested it too much on stuff that I normally use. tested it on stuff that I don't use. Like that stuff. But in the next week or so, next 2 weeks, I'll be diving into a lot of this gravel chert. And I want to be able to recognize what is good for the flint and steel type stuff. Yeah, I'll biface that later. All right, let's try this over here. All right, let's try some more of this and snap in half chert. I think it worked pretty good last time I tried this. Yeah, I call it snap in half chert because it so easily snaps in half when you're trying to biface it. But it's tough otherwise. Yeah, that was a little... Yep, that works pretty good. Yeah, that spark lasted a while. Let's see if I can knock off reasonable pieces. Now, to get pieces without much cortex is a little bit counterintuitive to what I normally do. I'm just going to knock off the delicate areas. See if they're still usable. Let's see. Yeah, it works all right, but it's a little bit crumbly. I don't know. I don't really like knapping this material, but I don't want to offer it as a flint and steel thing if it's not going to work. Okay. Yeah. Let's get a bigger piece. Yeah, I see some sparks. Okay. I see an undetached portion on there. What do you think about leaving an edge that's partially cortexed? Yeah, If it's too thin, it just goes away. Let's see. But otherwise, it creates a good spark. I don't know, it's not that great. Let me see. I put it over there in a not so great stack. Let's try the brass hammer. Ooch, that's scooped. There's a lot of sharp edges on that. Steep, sharp edges. Yeah, I'm not seeing any sparks on that one. It's scooping out these chunks. Don't worry, I got a bunch of this stuff. If it looks like I'm torturing it and mangling it and not getting the most out of it, I'm not, but I'm not worried. I got enough to experiment with this type of thing. Yeah, I'm not seeing much off of this. There's one. But if you know, if it's like 1 out of 5 strikes, it produces sparks. That's not going to be good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let me see if I can improve the edge quality. So I take away most of the weak areas first with some trimming and then see how it goes. Yeah, I see some sparks there. Yeah. But it's a little bit too clunky, right? So it doesn't fit well in a box like this anyway, one of those small flat rate boxes, so I'm going to take some of this mass off. And the lighter area might be better, these lighter areas, than the darker areas. So I wasn't getting any sparks off of that darker stuff, or not much. I'm not seeing any now. Oh, there's a good one. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that's all right. Okay. So I'll offer some of these bigger, chunkier ones. I got to think of a better way to spall for that particular style of flake. Should be easy, right? But I'm so used to programming myself for the long thin flakes that the thick angular ones are a little bit trickier. Yeah, I didn't do a good job on removing cortex there. This is a darker area as well, so it might not spark all that well. Anyway, let me see. I got one. I keep getting good ones off of that area there. But not much else. So the darker stuff on this particular piece is softer. So if it's not going to work for the flint and steel very well, then I might as well try to just nap it and spall it for arrowheads. This is a lighter area here. The question is, do I want to spend it on flint and steel or spall it down for arrowheads? Most of it looks dark, so I probably should not take the risk. I'll heat treat that piece. Right now I want to try to get a way in to remove the big turtle back. At the same time trying to get spalls. Let's see. Just a little one. A little bit better. I'm going to heat treat those. Cruddies. Yeah, see, I'm trying to get that. I think that's good enough to hit now. I can hit either side. I can come in from that way and from this way. And I might be able to offer, let's see, let's try these edges. I saw some sparks, but you can see the damage it does right away to the edge. It does seem to be sparking. A little bit too clunky though, I think. So I'm going to try to take that ridge off. Now the question is going to come up. I know it's going to come up. Do I make gun flints? And I'm going to say no. I've only made them once before. And I used up so much of my material that it was depressing. I've made like 5 for somebody, and I ended up wasting so much of my material that I said, nope, never again. I don't make gun flints. Just in case the question comes up. Will I make gun flints in the future? Probably no. No. I don't see any future with gun flints. Even if you say, well, I'll pay you a ton of money. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm trying to think, is there any scenario where I would do it? I think that if I could slab them down and grind them into gun flint shape, then I would do it. There would be minimal knapping involved. Alright, so let's see. I don't know. You guys are probably going to be doing New Year's stuff and not watching videos, right? What I'm doing now is I'm bifacing, but if I see an opportunity to remove a big chunk, I'll do it. And then I'll test the big chunk to see if it's good for sparks. None of these edges around here are good because they've got some cortex. But I can heat treat that. Heat treat these pieces. All these down here. I'll just heat treat that stuff. Yeah, getting some sparks off of that one. Yep, okay. Yeah, I'm not even knocking back the delicate areas. Let's see. Maybe take some of the points off. But it seems to be sparking off of the sharp edge. On some of this stuff. Maybe. Yeah. I suppose. So this is getting a little bit small to knock off big chunks. Yeah. Yeah, they're just going to be smaller flakes. To get this biface, I don't see much opportunity to remove a big chunk. Yeah, these are just regular flakes. I tried to get a big chunk there. Some of you guys might want this whole big piece for your flint and steel. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you like big, huge chunks of it. That would be the easiest for me, to just provide these big chunks. Yeah, I can't get thick flakes right now. That was my last attempt. Well, I can try one more. To try to get a big, thick, substantial flake. See, this color here seems to work pretty good for getting sparks. And I can feel already it's hard to nap through that area. That flake didn't want to travel at all. Yeah, they don't want to travel through that area. Yeah. I should probably stop trying for the big flake. That's about the biggest, and I think that's still too small. I'll biface this later. Alright, so I'll stop the video at this point. I think there's enough to go on. I'm going to offer that one. Let's see. I'm going to offer these together. Various sizes in there. You can also just offer regular chunks that are not trimmed or anything. And that'll pretty much fill up a small flat rate box. Let's see. I'm gonna weigh it. I could probably get more in there. I can get some more in there. Alright, let's see. I'm getting my scale. It has a cover on it that sometimes gets jammed on there. And let's put this one in here. I don't know, let's see. Trim it a little bit. Trim this piece off there. Yeah, okay. The flatter they are, the easier they are to pack up in the box, obviously. So yeah, that'll be kind of flat. I can probably get some smaller ones in there. Let's see. All right, pounds and ounces. 3 pounds, 3 ounces. Yeah, 3 pounds, 3 ounces. So I can get 3 pounds easy in there. All right, so that's it. This is just an experiment because I've never really provided flint or chert for the flint and steel kits, except one time I sent the guy a whole big box of nothing but chunky flakes for free because they were just going to be thrown in the trash anyway. And I suppose it worked out okay. I'll try to keep the small ones 2 inches or larger. Like, I won't include these little ones. Let's see. But I'll probably show the boxes as I go. See, this is 2 inches there, but it still seems a bit small. I can't get a good grip on it. It looks like it's not sparking all that well. Okay, so that's it. I'll look for some more of this type of quartzy looking stuff and do some more videos next week. But this is the only one I'll be offering in this coming auction on Monday. All right.